I hate luck because luck isn't fair. Luck doesn't care about how much time or effort you put in, and it always seems to choose everyone else except you. Hard work isn't much better either. It feels more like an illusion. You keep telling yourself, you've worked so hard and it's finally going to pay off. But it never does. And we're all stuck wondering the same question. Does hard work really pay off? Or do we just need to get lucky? The reward for hard work isn't instant. It takes a long time and a lot of effort. So, in the meantime, we all wish we were lucky, and we all wish our success could come overnight. But luck is scarce, and keeping it is impossible. Surely there's a difference between stumbling across a four-leaf clover and combing a field in deliberate pursuit of one. Because isn't it true that luck is a dividend of hard work? Or at least that's what everyone says. Have you ever wondered why creators blow up after their first video? Isn't it a known fact that your first video will not be good? And doesn't that mean that luck is not a dividend of hard work? Because clearly anyone, no matter the amount of time or effort they put in, can achieve success. And because of that, is it wrong to assume that some people just get lucky without hard work? But out of all these questions, only one question is left lingering in your mind. Why not you? Why everyone else except you? And this thought becomes like a dagger in your heart. It leaves you feeling angry and you start blaming everyone else except you. Because how could it be you? You're just unlucky. A wise man once said, the only thing that overcomes hard luck is hard work. If you are feeling like there's no hope for you, just know you're not alone and there is hope for you. Hard work can really beat luck. But to be honest with you, I truly hate the idea of hard work. And maybe you do too. We have been torn down again and again and nothing has changed. Are we simply not working hard enough? Or have we been sold a false promise? Maybe hard work doesn't beat luck after all. Maybe that's just what lucky people tell the rest of us to keep us going. A comforting story that benefits those who never needed it in the first place. And these thoughts don't just pass, they linger. They sit with you, cutting deeper than a knife, quietly growing until they become a breeding ground for hatred and envy. You start comparing yourself to others. You start resenting people who seem to have it all, seem to have what you want. You catch yourself thinking, if I could just be half as lucky as them, then I'd finally be happy, I'd finally be at peace. But in letting these thoughts run wild, you are slowly leading yourself down your own destruction. The comparison becomes obsession. The envy becomes bitterness. The love, the excitement and joy you once felt has been drained out of you. And in its place, self-hatred, unrealistic expectations, and resentment have taken over and become the norm. And unfortunately, I'm a living example of this. Recently, I posted a video that I put my heart and soul into. Hours, days, and everything I had went into that video. I genuinely believed it was my masterpiece. I told myself, this is the one. This is the video that finally gets me to 1,000 subscribers and gets me moving forward. But when it went live, it didn't come close to what I'd imagined. To ease the pain, I did what most of us do. I went looking for comfort. I searched for other YouTubers going through the same disappointment as me. But people don't post their failures. And really, who can blame them? Nobody wants to put their failures on display. Why would you, when you could be celebrating your wins instead? So what I found instead was an entire library of brand new YouTubers, first videos, zero experience, pulling 50,000 views like it was nothing. And I kept scrolling. I don't know why I kept scrolling, but I did. I couldn't stop. Each video was pulling me deeper and deeper, like I was being hypnotized. The numbers got bigger, the comparisons got louder, and before I knew it, I was trapped in a loop that I couldn't break out of. But then, I came back to reality, and at my lowest point, that's when the destructive thoughts moved in. I started losing hope. I started telling myself I wasn't good enough. And the more I said it, the more I started believing it. I began obsessing over these thoughts, picking apart every decision I had made, destroying whatever was left of my self-worth in the process. I knew failure was part of the journey. I knew it logically. But knowing something and feeling it are two very different things. And this hurt is something I wasn't prepared for. These thoughts left me spiraling out of control because it genuinely breaks my heart watching others succeed so effortlessly while I'm fighting with everything I have, with no breakthrough in sight and no guarantee that one is ever gonna come. And just when I was on the verge of giving up entirely, something stopped me. I came across a video about letting go, about not letting the numbers define who you are or what you're worth. And in that moment, I realized something. My entire approach to the situation had been the problem. I had convinced myself that giving up was the answer, that if I just walked away, the pain would just disappear. But that was never true. I wasn't protecting myself by quitting. I was just running away. Because the real issue was never the views. It was never the numbers. I've been letting statistics define my worth. Not just the worth of my videos, but my worth as a person. At somewhere along the way, I stopped believing in what I created. I told myself my videos are mediocre and ordinary. But the truth is, my videos are special. Not because they went viral, but because I made them. Because I poured my heart and soul into them. And when that realization finally hit me, something shifted. The destructive thoughts began to fade, and a fire was lit in me. But even with the fire lit inside of me, I didn't magically start to feel better. I still feel discouraged when my videos underperform. And every so often, I still spiral out of control with destructive thoughts. But maybe that's okay. Because if I've learned one thing, it's not to obsess over perfection. Flaws are what make us human. We should learn from our failures and let those experiences guide us to greater heights. And after everything, the failures, the spiraling, the destructive thoughts, the moments I was ready to quit, I've come to realize something that I once doubted. Hard work really does beat luck. Not because it guarantees results, not because it always gets you to where you want to be on your timeline, but because of what it builds inside of you along the way. Endurance, discipline, and mental fortitude that luck could never give you, and no one can ever take away. Because here's the truth about luck. It's temporary. It comes and goes without warning, and it owes you nothing. But the lessons we learn out of hard work, those are yours, forever. Every failure, every disappointment, every moment of self-doubt, it was all shaping something inside of you that you couldn't see at the time. And I've grown because of it. I stopped comparing myself to others, because that comparison was always going to be a losing game. There will always be someone with more views, more subscribers, more luck. So instead, I now compare myself to the only person that comparison ever made sense with, who I was yesterday. I no longer chase luck. I have made peace with it. If it comes, it comes. But what I choose to put my faith in now is hard work. And I believe that one day I will reap what I sow. And so will you. So don't chase luck. Don't sit refreshing a screen, waiting for numbers to tell you your self-worth. And don't let destructive thoughts move in and take over. They will tell you that you're not enough, that your work is ordinary, and that you should just quit. But don't quit. What you're creating is special. Not because of some views, but because you made it. You sat down, you showed up, and you put something real into the world that wouldn't exist without you. So never stop creating.